decimals, place value. So in order to go over place value, let's write down a number. We have 3.57814 and 5. So this will be our number, and we're going to go over each place value. So we're going to first notice our decimal. To the left of it is our ones place value, which we went over in whole numbers. Then we have our decimal, and then we're going to go to the right now. So the first one is our tenths place value. Notice that we have 10 and then THS at the end. And this will be a common thing after each of our place values in our decimal place value. So as we move to the right, then we have our hundredths, which these are very common place values if you think about it in terms of money, right? We always have our tenths place value, and then we have our hundredths. So if you can kind of think about it, our pennies, we have 100 pennies that make up a whole dollar. And if you think about it in terms of our tenths place value, if you think about dimes, we need to have 10 dimes in order to get a whole dollar. So just kind of something to think about. Now let's move on to our 8, which then is now our thousands place value. Then we're going to go to our 1, which is our 10 thousands place value. Then we have our 100 thousands. You can kind of see the pattern from when we looked at place value in terms of whole numbers, how we go from 10 to 100. Then lastly, we'll cover our millionths place value. And this will just continue. If we keep going with more numbers, we would get to our 10 millionths, then we would get to our 100 millionths, and then we would go to billionths. So you can just kind of see how there's a pattern here that we're following, but these are what we're going to cover more extensively in the next few examples. So let's look at our first example. Example 1. The cost of gasoline per gallon is $2.79. What number is in the tenths place value? Well, let's go ahead and just rewrite this number. We have 2.79. Now, to the left of the decimal is our ones. To the right of the decimal, the first one is our tenths. So our 7 is in the tenths place value. Now let's do another example. Example 2. A Bic pen is 5.70866 inches in length. What number is in the hundredths place value? Well, let's go ahead and write out this. So if we were to, what number is in the hundredths place value? Well, we have our decimal. To the right of it, it's our tenths. And to the next number is our hundredths. So we would say 0 is in the hundredths place value. Then what number is in the 10,000s place value? So let's go back to our decimal. So the first number to the right of our decimal is our tenths. Then we have our hundredths. Then we have our thousands. And then we have our 10,000s. So this first 6 is in our, is the 10,000s place value. And then we're done with this problem. So let's do one final example. Example 3. What is the place value of 5 in 22.135864? So we're asking, what is the place value of this 5? Because we located the 5 that's after the decimal. It's only 5. So once again, we have our decimal. Anything to the left of it is our whole number, so our ones and then our tens. And then to the right of the decimal, let's count. We'll go our tenths, hundredths, and then we have our thousands. So what is the place value of the 5? It would be our thousands place value. And then we are done.